case out again. And now the question will be whether we can make this turn or not. And I gotta make sure we watch this. So you're gonna see why I question whether we'll be able to make the turn or not. Okay, we want low range here. Come on. Guess we gotta come to a complete stop. Okay. Now let's see if I made this swing wide enough. Let's not pull a nick. That's really gonna suck if we do. We turned out pretty wide here. Holy cow, look at all them hay wagons. We found every hitch pin in the barnyard, didn't we? Okay. 3, the question is number 4 gonna make it? It's close. Ah, nowhere close. We're blocking the whole road though. That's good for them. They ain't got nowhere to be out here in the country. That was closer than I think I wanted it to be. It looked far from here, but I think up close we missed it by inches. Well, look at that. Hay raked up. Now, time to get to sweating here soon. Okay, so, you know, we've seen hay baling many times. And the Chinesium decided to be a monkey. And it took me a second to figure out why we missed a bunch of bales in a row. Well, I figured out why. That spring is not the factory spring. I don't know what that spring goes to, but it broke and it let the knot wiper, well, it didn't bring it out of the way. So every time it was keeping the twine from getting to the knot, or we're only tying half at one side of the string. So now we're back going, we're making knots, and we're kind of doing this the hard way, feeding a little bit of hay back to the baler. So like it's been little nickel-dimey stuff, like the claw's doing fine over there. And if we see all the hay dog springs are shiny, yeah, like for some reason all the springs on this thing, it's about 20 years old, are just starting to break. I don't know if it's an age thing, a Chinesium thing, it's a pain in the butt. So we're gonna toss a bit more hay back in, and then we're gonna get rolling as the way we should be. I didn't press the record button, so I gotta redo that last segment, and I don't remember what I said. How's it going, Sam?
Oh, we're getting it done.
Good. He's some of the slave labor on this mission. This is his plot. We've already filled his barn with his hay. This is backyard number 5 of 6, and we can't see it through the buildings or anything else. Other than the spring, it's been going pretty well. We did find the spring, and we'll see that in a second. It's Adam's birthday. Today is July 11th. And now I got to explain to them that I wasn't recording before. We got the case out because we needed a good solid fender tractor. Adam brought his wife. Today they wanted to have a nice, I guess, couple date baling hay. We'll go catch the, let's go look at that spring. See, one thing we did miss out on, we also broke 2 shear bolts, and Adam got really close there. I've got 1 left in the toolbox. Started the day with 3. Usually I only break 1 a day. I've never broken more than 1, because then the driver learns their lesson about big wads. But Dad did a good job of efficient baling with very large windrows. So here's the spring. It broke, it's black, which means I've replaced it before. It's like somehow this baler got to be 20 years old and all the spring steel just decided to start giving up. Oh, he's trying his luck. You can hear it every time the plunger goes in. Pretty soon, with the sun getting low, we're going to test the toughness of the hay. Happy birthday! I wasn't recording before. So we get to do it all again. You had practice. Everybody say happy birthday to Adam. How's the fender?
Feels good. I'm not sure if the baby is raised or not.
Good deal. Good deal. So the only thing that's left is, like I said, there's another little backyard, and I've got 2 little custom jobs tomorrow. And weather-wise, looks like we should get that done before the rain. So at least this time we're not, you know, getting chased so much as it was minor details of repairs in springs. I probably should go work now. He's getting to the high portion, and that's where it's nice to have two people. I've been pretty good at being lazy and holding the camera right now. What we missed out on was some of the stacking, but I didn't bring the head strap, so we can watch Sam do it for us. Well, now we get the driver's seat view. It's the next day, kind of run out of daylight. The weather is, you know, being pretty good today. And well, I kind of planned this. If the weather, like they weren't sure when I mowed whether it would be raining before dark or not, but it held off. So we're good. I had the time to, you know, instead of trying to get this done at dark last night and then have to cram in my 2 custom jobs before it rained today at 5 o'clock, the rain got pushed back. Northern Ohio and northern Indiana are getting dumped on right now, I think, and maybe parts of Michigan. And maybe they need rain, they can have it. But I'm just enjoying the seat view. It is delightful. This is one of the few times I do get to drive. Thanks to Sam. I'm getting him for some labor here. But most of the time, I am the slave labor on the wagon. We're cruising along at a nice first gear. I usually like to run the baler just under PTO speed. Some of that softens the reaction from the governor. And I don't know why, if I have good scientific fact, but for some reason it just seems a little bit smoother versus trying to run it really fast. Not to mention some of the reciprocating parts, you know, going back and forth. Just seems a little better when they're not going warp speed all the time. We're filling the anhydrous wagon. Got to make sure to take our turns wide. Yeah, he's back there lollygagging. I'm still able to mow around these willow trees, but that's a sign of how much moisture this side of the field can hold. Maybe you can see the color in the grass. The wetter spots is where it's browner and there's weirder grasses growing. The PTO speed on this tractor is really low. It's 1600 RPM. I guess they expected a lot of torque out of it. But you don't hear it bouncing. It stays level. The tack jumps a little bit, but that's because it's reading, you know, such small numbers. It'll jump a couple hundred RPM, but at 1500, you know, 200 RPM is a larger percentage than when you're running 2000. Sam's amused by the fact that I'm trying to kill those willow trees by repeatedly running over them every year. I hate obstacles. And this backyard is just about the most square out of all of them. And I'm trying to ensure that by slowly causing detriment to those willows. So this is roughly 15-ish acres over here. I'm guessing 15 to 20 based on the average size of the backyard and the lots and whatnot. And I will be taking home about 4 wagon loads. I don't have an exact count yet. We'll get back to you. But typically off these 6, I'm taking home at least 5 wagons, and that's after leaving a whole wagon load here for Sam and, you know, and one of the neighbors. Between the 2 of them, they total up taking about a wagon load, which is pretty good for a happy hay split. You know, it's better than 50-50 in my favor, obviously. So I'll take it. Plus I'm getting, you know, some work out of it more than just they unload a wagon or pick them up. I got them stacking wagons. Yeah, we're making Sam work in first gear. Definitely a thick spot over here. There was some reed canary growing here. You can see some growing over there. Surprised the maples like it in this wet spot so much. Well, here we are getting closer to the end of the video. Sun's getting a little lower, and we're on our second and last custom job of the day. So that is delightful. I love bale and drop. I just get to play tractor driver and don't have to be wagon stacking slave. So that is delightful. And I just get to enjoy the view. I usually just bring the rake behind the baler, and I got to rake with the 730, which with a narrow front, that's pretty nice. You can definitely turn tight at the end, at the headland, so that is delightful. I didn't get any of that. The problem with these custom jobs, a lot of them are so tiny, it's just a lot. I don't have good straightaways. Here with the baler is a little slower, so I got some time to talk. But it seems like when I'm raking, I'm always turning around. And look at all that work just wading across the field. All those bales to pick up. So glad it's somebody else. Well, we'll catch you guys when we get